Today we're going to talk about grammar and we'll learn 18 common mistakes that students make from beginner to advanced. Hello and welcome to English Lessons with Kate. In this video we're going to learn the common mistakes that beginner, intermediate and advanced students make in English. Let's start with the beginner level. Look at these two sentences. She do her homework every evening. She have two brothers. What's wrong? Great! These sentences are in the present simple tense. We say I do, you do, we do. However, we always use does instead of do when talking about she, he, or it. She does, he does, it does. She does her homework every evening. The subject is she. The verb needs to have an S. Look at the second sentence. The subject is she. Have changes to has to agree with the subject, she. I have, you have, we have, he has, she has. She has two brothers. Common mistake number 2. Look at these sentences. She can to speak 3 languages. You should to exercise more. You must to wear a seat belt in the car. Do you see any mistakes here? Now, let's clarify this. What are the main verbs in these 3 sentences? Number 1 is speak, number 2 is exercise, and number 3 is wear. We have not only main verbs, but also modal verbs, can, should, must. In these 3 sentences, we have 3 modal verbs. There's an important rule. When we have a modal verb, can, could, would, should, may, must. After modal verbs, we never use to. We use the base form of the verb. There is no to, there is no s. We use just the base form of the verb. She can to speak 3 languages? No, she can speak 3 languages. This is correct. You should to exercise more. You should exercise more. You must to wear a seat belt in the car. No, you must wear a seat belt in the car. Common mistake number 3. I go to the store yesterday. What's the mistake here? Let's clear this up. Is this sentence past or present? It is past. I go is present. I went is past. Beginners often misuse tenses. The correct sentence should be yesterday I went to the store. Mistake number 4. There's many books on the shelf. We was friends in high school. What's the mistake here? Let's see. What's the subject in the first sentence? In the second sentence, the subject is we. Now look at the verbs is and was. Is and was are singular. But look at the subjects. Books and we are plural. This is not correct. If the subject is plural, the verb also needs to be plural. So, the first sentence should be there are many books on the shelf. And the second sentence should be we were friends in high school. And the common mistake number 5. Look at these examples. I have car. I live in big house. Do you see any mistakes here? Something is missing here. We have to say I have a car. I live in a big house. Articles are necessary in English. We can count 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars. 1 house, 2 houses, 3 houses. We need to use the article a before these words. A car, a house. We use a, an, and the before countable nouns. If you need to know more about using articles in English, you can watch this video. Mistake number 6. Look at these 2 sentences. Me and my friend went to the park. I and my sister are planning a trip. Are these sentences correct? Of course, they're wrong. When you use and to connect yourself with others in a sentence, we should place others first and yourself last. We should say, my friend and I went to the park. My sister and I are planning a trip. It's correct to mention others before yourself. Alright, let's move on to the intermediate level mistakes. Are you ready? Let's talk about 6 common mistakes. Mistake number 1. Look at these 2 sentences. There are much furniture in the room. I have a big luggage. What's wrong here? Now let me break it down for you. Furniture means things such as chairs, tables, beds, cupboards. Is it plural? No, it is singular. Furniture is an uncountable noun and it's not used in the plural. So we should say there is much furniture in the room. But what about the next sentence? I have a big luggage. Do we say 1 luggage, 2 luggages, 3 luggages? It would be wrong to say this. The word luggage is uncountable. And you know that we don't use articles before uncountable nouns. So it's correct to say I have big luggage. Common mistake number 2. Look at these 2 sentences. She enjoys to read books. I avoid to eat late at night. What do you think about these 2 sentences? What's wrong here? Let's look at the verbs here, enjoy and avoid. After these 2 verbs, we always use a gerund. What is a gerund? It is a verb plus ing. So the correct sentence is she enjoys reading books. And the next sentence is I avoid eating late at night. After the verbs enjoy and avoid, we always use a gerund. Mistake number 3 at the intermediate level. Look at these sentences. Everyone are ready for the lesson. Do anyone know the time? No one wants to be alone. What's wrong with these 3 sentences? Let me break it down for you. In English, everyone, anyone, no one, someone, these words are always singular. Even when you're talking about a large group of people, these words are singular. So let's fix these sentences together. Everyone are ready for the lesson? No, everyone is ready for the lesson. Do anyone know the time? This is not correct. Does anyone know the time? This is correct. No one wants to be alone? This is wrong. No one wants to be alone. This is correct. Mistake number 4. I have been working here since 3 years. They have lived in the United States since the past 2 years. Where's the mistake? We should say, I have been working here for 3 years. They have lived in the United States for the past 2 years. We use since to talk about a starting point in time, and we use for to talk about the duration of time. For example, I have been working here since 2021. 2021 is the starting point. We use since. But when we talk about the duration of time and want to emphasize how long something has been happening, we use for. I have been working here for 3 years. They have lived in the United States for the past 2 years. We're talking about a period of time. Mistake number 5. Look at these sentences. I don't need no help. She can't find nothing to wear. What's wrong here? Let's break this down in simple terms. Sentence 1. I don't need no help. What happened here? The word don't means do not, which is already negative. The word no is also negative. In English grammar, using two negatives like this in the same sentence is called a double negative, and it can cause confusion because two negatives cancel each other out. We can't use double negatives. What should it be? To follow standard grammar rules, use only one negative. I don't need help. I don't need any help. Or I need no help. It's less common but still correct. Sentence 2. She can't find nothing to wear. What happened here? The word can't or cannot is a negative. The word nothing is also negative. Putting them together creates a double negative, which means they cancel each other out. So, what's the correct sentence? Use only one negative. She can't find anything to wear, or she can find nothing to wear. So, there is a simple rule. Avoid using two negatives in the same sentence. And the last mistake for the intermediate level. Let's look at the two sentences. There were 7 persons at the dinner. The childs are playing in the park. What's wrong? Let's fix these grammar mistakes. Sentence 1. There were 7 persons at the dinner. What's the mistake here? The word persons is not commonly used in English. Instead, we use people when talking about a group of individuals in general. Replace persons with people. The correct sentence is there were 7 people at the dinner. Sentence 2. The childs are playing in the park. What's the mistake? The word childs is wrong because the plural of child is children, not childs. The children are playing in the park. That was the end of the intermediate level. Now we're going to the last level, advanced. But before we do that, please click that like button and the notification bell so you'll never miss any of my new videos. Now let's go to the last stage, the advanced level. Mistake number 1. Look at these two sentences. The police has arrested 2 suspects. The team were ready to play the game. What's wrong here? Sentence 1. The police has arrested 2 suspects. What's the mistake? The word police is a collective noun that is always plural. The verb has is singular, but it should match the plural subject. So we should use the plural verb have. The police have arrested 2 suspects. This is correct. Sentence 2. The team were ready to play the game. What's the mistake here? The word team is a collective noun that is usually singular in American English. The verb were is plural. but it should match the singular subject. We need to use the singular verb was instead of were. The team was ready to play the game. Please remember, the word police is always plural. We say the police are, the police have. The word team is always singular. We say the team is, the team was. Mistake number 2. Look at this sentence. I recommend you to exercise every day. Does this sound right to you? Of course, this is not right. We normally use recommend plus a gerund. I recommend exercising every day. We do not say I recommend you exercising every day. I recommend the activity. We use the gerund to express the activity. He recommends exercising every day. When we need to talk about another person, can we say I recommend you to exercise? No. We should say I recommend that you exercise every day. Or we can simply say I recommend you exercise every day. Mistake number 3. Look at this sentence. If we took a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the flight. What's the mistake here? The sentence mixes two different conditionals. If we took a taxi is from the second conditional, used for present or future unreal situations. And we wouldn't have missed the flight is from the third conditional, used for past unreal situations. Why is this wrong? The condition and result need to match the same time frame. Since the result is about the past, missing the flight, the condition also needs to refer to the past. So we need to use the third conditional structure for both parts. If we had taken a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the flight. If we had taken a taxi, it is a past unreal condition that didn't happen. We wouldn't have missed the flight. It's a past unreal result. What could have happened? This is a quick rule for the third conditional. If plus past perfect, would have plus past participle. If we had taken a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the flight. The next grammar mistake for the advanced level. Look at this sentence. He said he's going to the store. Does this sound right to you? The mistake is in tenses. He said he is going to the store. Why is this wrong? The main verb said is in the past tense, so the rest of the sentence, reported speech, should also shift to the past. If you need more information about reported speech and shifting tenses, I recommend that you watch my grammar lesson about reported speech. The link is here. In reported speech, when the reporting verb like said is in the past tense, the verb in the second part also needs to shift to the past. Is going, present tense, should change to was going, past tense, to match said. He said he was going to the store. Mistake number 5, and this one is very confusing, even for native speakers. Look at these two sentences. I like to lay on the couch after work. She always lies her keys on the counter. Do these sentences sound right to you? Let me clarify this. Sentence 1. I like to lay on the couch after work. What's the mistake? The word lay is wrong here because lay means to place something down, and it requires an object. There is no object in this sentence. What should it be? We use lie instead because lie means to recline, and it doesn't need an object. I like to lie on the couch after work. Sentence 2. She always lies her keys on the counter. What's the mistake? The word lies is wrong because lie means to recline, not to place something. Here, she's placing her keys, so you need lay. She always lays her keys on the counter. Use lace instead because lay means to place something, and the object is her keys. There is a quick rule to remember. Lie means to recline, no object. I lie on the bed. Lay means to place something, and it needs an object. I lay the book on the table. But there is a more confusing rule. The past tense of lie is lay. Yesterday I lay on the couch. The past tense of lay is laid. Yesterday I laid my keys on the counter. But native speakers often mix up lie and lay in daily conversation. Most people don't worry about it. You'll hear things like, I'm gonna lay down for a while, even though it's not correct. It should be lie down, but no one really cares. The same goes for sentences like, just lie it on the table. It should be lay it, but people say it wrong all the time. If people understand you, it's not a big deal in casual conversation. But if you're taking an exam, don't mix them up. Mistake number 6, and this is the last mistake for the advanced level. The most important resource are people. The scariest thing are nightmares. Sentence 1. The most important resource are people. What's the mistake? The word people is plural, and this can be confusing because we say people are. But in this case, the subject resource is singular. The verb are is plural, so it doesn't match the singular subject. In English, the verb must agree with the subject and number, singular or plural. Since resource is singular, you need to use is. The most important resource is people. Sentence 2. The scariest thing are nightmares. There's a similar mistake. The subject thing is singular. The verb are is plural, so it doesn't match the singular subject. Why is this wrong? The verb must agree with the singular subject thing, even though the word nightmares is plural and it follows later in the sentence. The correct way to say this, the scariest thing is nightmares. This is the end of the advanced level stage. Congratulations! Today we've talked about the most common grammar mistakes in English. I hope this lesson was useful for you. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet and click that notification bell so you'll never miss any of my new videos. If you like my content, you can send me a super thanks. If you have any questions, you can contact me on Instagram where I post a lot of useful content. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.